If you're throwing these 12 things away, you can't call yourself frugal. If you've chosen to watch this video, there's a good chance you consider yourself to be a frugal person, and those are my kind of people. I like to spend my money on things that matter to me, which means repurpose, recycle, and reusing common household items. There's a good chance that you know some of these tricks, but there might be a few that you've never thought of. Here are 12 of my favorite. Make sure you stay tuned to the end for my absolute favorite repurpose money-saving idea. And while you're here, don't forget to subscribe, click the bell notification so that you don't miss anything, and share this video with someone you think it would benefit. And if you like to read, be sure to check out my award-winning novels below. Okay, number 1. Those Amazon boxes that you have coming out of your ears. Don't throw those away, guys. Those make amazing landscape fabric, and landscape fabric is not cheap, but here's what I've done with a few of mine. And even if you don't have a project like this to do, these make great compost. To compost properly, you need a lot more brown stuff than kitchen scraps for it to compost properly. And that brown stuff, like leaves and cardboard and sawdust, is hard to come by compared to the green nitrogen scraps. So don't throw these away. Cut them up or tear them up into little pieces and add them to your compost pile. Also, you can tuck these sides in, add a few holes in the bottom, and then you plop some dirt in there and you've got yourself a temporary seed planter or seed starter, and you can put it in the window and transfer it to a pot when you're ready to in your garden. Speaking of cardboard, and this is the same tip. This is still number 1. This shredded cardboard came in one of my packages from Amazon. It also comes with baker's paper, which I will smooth out, and I like to wrap presents in it, tie a nice little raffia or twine bow, and maybe a little dried flower or fresh flower in there. It makes a great wrapping. And also, when I have to shred personal information like bills that don't have color ink or you don't want anything glossy on there, I run it through my paper shredder. This becomes great mulch material for that brown carbon-rich material that your compost needs to break down. It also becomes great packing when I want to mail things. Don't throw those papers or cardboard away. Next, we have an oldie but a goodie. You remember these? Growing up, we had those big margarine bowls because we all thought butter wasn't good for us, but margarine was so good for us, which is absolutely the opposite of what is true. But this is what I call Tupperware for people that don't return Tupperware. I do not like giving my Tupperware. I love giving my extra food away when my family comes up for Sunday dinner, and I send them home with food all the time to my children and their significant others. But I don't like giving them my Tupperware because sometimes it comes back and sometimes it grows legs, just like that. So this is Tupperware for people who don't return Tupperware, and I have a little section in my garage that I keep these in. And next we have another oldie but goodie is rubber bands. So a lot of people will just toss the rubber band that comes on their mail, that comes on their newspaper. You know, they come in all different, they hold our asparagus together, and I really like those big blue ones or purple ones that hold our asparagus together because they're extra. Here's one now because they're extra strong. Anyway, I just plop all mine into a little Ziploc bag in my drawer, and they stay nice and tidy. And then I can use them for things like holding little things together, my pens, my pencils. But also, they are great to, if you're carrying your Crockpot full of food and you have it in the car and you don't want it sloshing all over, making a big mess in your car, you just add it, one rubber band for each side. Let me turn my camera down. So you just have it linked onto here, onto the top knot, and then around the handle, and you do it on the other side as well. And then it is on there nice and secure, and you can travel easy. The asparagus rubber bands work great for that, but any of them do. So don't throw away your rubber bands. And I already gave away number 4 when I showed you to save your rubber bands. These are Altoid tins, but they don't have to be Altoid tins, and a lot of people do this. This isn't just my little secret. But I like to use my Altoid tins for extra nails and screws and little bits that that come with projects that I don't use or that I just find wherever, and I plop it in there. And then 9 times out of 10 when I'm hanging a picture or have some little project, I can find a little this and that that I need in my Altoid tins, and I don't have to go out to the shed or the garage and open up a pack of new nails or nuts, bolts, that sort of thing, because I have them right here. Of course, also baby food jars work, or any kind of jars. I also will use old pill bottles, just peel the labels off. They peel off really easy on those amber bottles usually, and I will use them also as great little storage containers. Next we have, well, you get 2 in 1 for this. This was a little bag that came with some earrings or something. I get these little, I put this little safety pin on the outside of it to remind me what they are, because I'm a very visual person and I like to lose things. Just plop them in this little bag, and then when I need them, I have them very conveniently. Next, we have these spray bottles. Sometimes spray bottles often will just get clogged and be useless, and so even when I have a product that I plan a product with, often the spray bottle will give out before the product does. So I always save my bottles. If you can see on this one, this was like a vegetable scrubber, which I bought years ago. That I don't use anymore, but and I ended up making it into an insecticide, which I like to make a lot of my own gardening sprays, which we'll do another video for on another day. But I also like to make a lot of my own cleaning products. So I'll buy the Windex bottle because it's already nicely labeled with Windex, and then when it runs out, I will do my vinegar, water, and dish soap combination, and then I have that all labeled, and I didn't need to waste a label or make a label. I also will use, like, say I want neem oil for the garden, which is wonderful. I'll buy a neem oil spray, but then after that I'll buy a bulk cold press and mix my own within that bottle, and it's already nicely labeled for me, even with directions. So also with Tupperware, for people that don't return Tupperware, these are restaurant containers, and I'm sure I don't have to tell you that these can also be used. They also make excellent seed starters. So it's already like a little greenhouse terrarium effect. You just poke a couple holes in the bottom with your screwdriver or pen, and put a little soil and poke a few holes in the top so that it can breathe, or you don't have to. You can just kind of keep it on there loosely, and you have a nice little seed starter. All right, you know these little silica packages that are so annoying and that we just throw out? They come in our medicine bottles, they come in some of our food products, they just seem to come in everything. Well, their job is to absorb moisture. Recently, as I've gotten into food storage, a lot of the foods that I dry myself or keep in my cupboard for long terms, like oats or grains and dry goods, and now I save these in a little box, and when I need one to absorb moisture, and you can put them with your seeds too, because one of the ways that when you save your own seeds, they go bad is from the moisture. So I save my silica packages and I reuse them to absorb moisture. Organza bags. These come with, when you buy jewelry, your kids get them as little party favor bags. Sometimes people give them out as Halloween, potpourri, whatever. Yes, you could reuse them for potpourri, but I have never been a potpourri person. But what I like to do with these, I save these, and in the garden they are extremely useful. Growing fruit and strawberries, apples, and tomatoes, squash, other vegetables, and they're being attacked by rabbits or squirrels or insects or birds, whatever. Plop you a organza bag on top of your fruit, and you can tighten it. I have a grapevine with lots of grapes, and these are all over my clusters. And as the fruit grows, it's still getting air, it's still getting sunshine, and it's still getting water, because these are like net, and it's protected. Fruit is protected until it matures, so you can have it and not them. Plus it looks kind of cute, I think. Clothespins. This might be one you already know. Clothespins make great chip clip bags besides hanging up your clothes, and they also are good for drying if you're reusing your plastic bags like me. My freezer bags, I will just use those to hang up. And but chip clip bags might not be something you have thought of. I already mentioned the next one is I reuse my freezer bags, and what you may already be one of those that I get a lot of eye rolls from it, but I don't care. I like to save my money and spend it on things that make me really happy. And so I reuse my freezer bags, my Ziploc freezer bags, but I also have taken to start saving. So this is the freezer bag that some chicken came in, but I have one that vegetables came in. This is something that rice came in. They're just zip closed type bags. And I rinse them out, wash them out, and I store them all together, and I will use them for things that I want to put in the freezer and store long term. Next, we have another container, and these of course are those strawberry containers. This is wonderful for is again another seed starter terrarium. So you know, same thing, it's got holes in the bottom, it's already got the drainage, it's already got the clear top. So you can put some soil in the bottom. You're going to want to put some sort of tray. They will leak, of course. And I like to save these little cardboard trays from my dog food. And there you go. You have a nice little seed starter terrarium. Now that you've hung around all the way to the end, as promised, I'm going to share my favorite money saving tip, and this one ties into the garden. But again, don't forget, please give me a thumbs up. It really helps me out. Okay, last but not least, we have a hanger. This will make 4 garden staples. If you have the type that has that cardboard tube, then you still can get 2 garden staples. So 2 or 4 garden staples per hanger, and garden staples are starting to get expensive. I don't know why. But all you need is this as one of my favorite tools. It's probably my second favorite tool, and these are just wire cutters, and they are not expensive, and they come in handy for reusing all sorts of things. So all you're going to do is go below the bend and clip over here before it bends again, and you're going to just clip it. And we'll do the other side. And we're going to clip off these little corners because they just make it hard if they're bent to drive it into the ground. You could straighten it if you wanted to, but I'm being lazy. And then the last piece in the middle. And then all you're going to do is you're going to take your little piece, you're going to bend it in half. It's really easy and it takes just a second. Now here, and all you're going to do is when you're putting down your landscape fabric, and of course hammer it down just the same way, and this was free, and you get rid of those annoying hangers. I hope you got something out of this. Thanks for watching.